So let's get started with Whoopstrap 3.0. So Whoop as a company began in around 2016, 2017, and they teamed up with the likes of Duke men's basketball as well as pro athletes, including LeBron James, in order to grow awareness within the pro athlete community of this new brand known as Whoop. And more recently, they've teamed up with the likes of the NFLPA, as well as the PGA Tour and some NCAA teams to provide athletes in those leagues with Whoop straps in order to, one, track their fitness levels, but also, amidst the coronavirus, be able to provide an early warning signal to some players that could be infected with the virus. So Whoop actually added a feature that allows you to track your respiratory rate over time, and respiratory rate could be a signal for coronavirus, as if you have a big spike in respiratory rate compared to your past measurements, that could mean that you've come down with a respiratory infection or respiratory virus like the coronavirus. So it's a great early warning signal for those players. The other great thing about Whoopstrap is that it comes with 5 days worth of battery life, and you just have the ability to slide on and off a new battery pack, charge it up, and then slide it off, and you're back charged for 5 days. You get the signal on your phone for how much battery life you have, and then if you don't have your phone with you, you can double tap on the top of the strap, and that will provide you with your battery levels. Now, the other thing, as you just saw, is the Whoopstrap does not come with any user interface, so there's no digital interface for you to get notifications, calls, messages, things like that. It's literally just a fitness tracker. It's just a heart rate monitor that is tracking your heart rate and giving you readouts inside the Whoop app. So it's not going to be a smartwatch or Apple Watch replacement. I still wear my Apple Watch Series 4 every single day, but the Whoop will give you much more in-depth information about your health status. So let's hop into the app, and this is the dashboard that you're going to be greeted with when you first open it. And after you wake up every morning, you're going to work through a series of questions that ask you about things you did before bed to see what might have limited you that night in terms of your recovery. So Whoop is tracking 2 main things: recovery and strain. Recovery from your night's sleep, and then strain from that day's just workouts and activities that you're able to do. Once that's submitted, Whoop is able to track all that information over time and see what might better help you recover a little bit better overnight. So that gives you a great in-depth information into your recovery. Now, if we hop over into the Strain Coach, so now here is sort of your menu system. So you have Strain Coach, Sleep Coach, and some other features, but we're going to hop into Strain Coach. So Strain Coach is what you're going to use. Depending on your recovery, it'll give you somewhat detailed information about how much strain you should be outputting during an activity, but you can also use that to see your current heart rate. So as you can see right now, around 55 beats per minute. And once you're tracking your strain, you can select any of these activities, and that will allow you to track in live time, your heart rate, in order to see if you're outputting enough strain or not enough strain based on your previous night's recovery. However, you don't really need to use the Strain Coach. As long as you're performing an activity and you're wearing your Whoop strap, it will be able to pick up that you've started an activity based on your heart rate. And for the most part, it's almost always accurate in terms of picking up exactly what activity you're performing based on that heart rate information. So you're not tracking steps. There's no gyro inside of this, so it doesn't know how much steps you're taking. It's really just basing it off of your heart rate information. So now if we hop into last night's sleep, we can see we got 6 hours and 41 minutes, but we spent around 7 hours and 20 minutes actually in bed. You can see your disturbances, your sleep efficiency, your respiratory rate. Like I said before with the coronavirus, a nice measurement to be able to see as an early warning sign if you might potentially have the virus. Then you also get your different sleep cycles and how much time you spent within each of those cycles. And this is all being based off your heart rate, so you can see that little map of your heart rate. Now if we slide over to our recovery page within the app, you can see even more information. So Whoop is really basing your recovery percentage off of your heart rate variability, your time asleep, as well as your resting heart rate while you were sleeping. And that recovery is then pinned up against your strain to see how much strain you should be outputting based off of that recovery. So if we go into our strain versus recovery chart, you can see that today we had around 50% recovery, which would correlate to around a 12 on this arbitrary scale from 0 to 21 in terms of strain. So every activity that you perform is going to be assigned a different strain level. As you can see, yesterday we got up to around a 14 strain, but we recovered up to a 21. So we were almost 100% recovered. So we could have output around 20 as our strain, but we only went up to 14. So we underperformed yesterday. We could have output a little bit more activity. So let's now hop into our sleep coach. So every night you'll get a notification telling you how much sleep you should really get and when you should go to bed in order to achieve that amount of sleep based on when you normally wake up. So as you can see, we're recommended 8 hours and 10 minutes, and that's to have our peak performance capability for the next day so we can achieve a high strain. Now let's hop into our weekly performance assessment. So this will give you some information based off your previous week's strain and recovery. So as you can see, you get a nice plot of your optimal amount of strain based off of that day's recovery. So as you can see, we might have had a little bit less recovery, a little bit more recovery based on those days, but we stayed pretty much within our optimal strain output. And we also didn't really have that much optimal sleep. We have a couple days within our optimal sleep zone, other ones clustered around it, but not really optimal. So then your weekly performance assessment, Whoop will also put something in there comparing you to the rest of the Whoop community within your age group. So for me, 19 to 26. So at 42.6 beats per minute as a resting heart rate, that puts me around 17% lower than the average in that group, that age group. So that's a really nice information that you can take week by week in order to go into your next week's recovery and strain goals. So now if we go into our monthly performance assessment, this will give you a really nice, in detailed graphs of what kind of strain you output, what kind of recovery you had, your optimal sleep, days which you had optimal recovery. So green will be optimal, yellow is sort of that middle zone, red you're under recovered. And then for strain, dark blue is you had high strain that day, a somewhat dark blue is medium strain, and then light blue is not too much strain. And then you'll take a look at, as we answered at the beginning, all those different questions regarding what we did before we went to sleep, all that gets tracked, and you could see that if you do some of those activities less, you get a better recovery. So this is really, really nice. And then at the bottom, you'll see a little bit of a graph as to before the coronavirus and then after the coronavirus. So it's taking a look at your sleep, your heart rate variability, and your resting heart rate to see what it was like before coronavirus happened and what it's like after, to see maybe you might be a little bit more stressed out. You might be doing more activity now that you're sort of stuck in the house a little bit more. So it's giving you all that information, bundling it up into one single PDF and providing it to the end user. And there's a bunch of different accessories as well that let you personalize your Whoop strap as well. So let's take a look at the website. So you get wristbands. They also make armbands if you do want to wear it on your arm for when you're working out or performing different activities like golf. You might not want to wear it on the wrist. You might want to wear it on your arm. But if we take a look in the bands, you have plenty of selection from different materials, different colors. It gives you a really great opportunity to customize the band. And because you sort of have the band all the way around, it even covers the front, it's all that color. So it's really a way to stand out and make your strap personalized and really your own. You also have the ability to buy extra battery packs. So if you want to maybe travel with two, you're going on a long trip, you don't really feel like charging it, you can buy 2 battery packs, travel with them, and then you get 5 days again worth of charge per battery pack, and it'll charge the strap within an hour. So let's get into the actual membership, what comes with Whoop Strap 3.0. So when you sign up, you're really getting the band for free, and you're signing up for sort of the overall experience, the user interface, all the information that Whoop is providing to you, their algorithms, things like that. So when you sign up, you get, of course, the app, you get the strap itself with a band of your choice, and then you get everything that goes within Whoop. So you have Whoop teams, so you can join different teams to actually be able to, join a community and feel like you're a part of something. You compare yourself to other members within that community. You also have Whoop Live, which provides you the opportunity to track your workout with your camera, but also be able to display your heart rate and your strain level, calories burned on the screen as well. So if you want to post that to Instagram or things like that, you do have that opportunity. So if we go in, you can, of course, select your bands. You can select extra bands if you want the ability to customize. And now actually getting into the cost of Whoop. So if you sign up for a month-to-month basis, it's $30 a month. If you sign up for 12 months, it's $24 a month, but it's paid in full. And if you sign up for 18 months, it's $18 a month, but it's paid in full as well. So if you sign up for 18 months, it's going to be around $324, but you get the Whoop strap included and you get 18 months of their service. And then once you're a member, you can actually extend those services as well. So if you don't extend, it'll just be $30 a month. But if you buy one of these prepaid cards, you can get 18 months, as you see, for $378. So they're giving you a bit of a discount for your first 18 months, then you can add on time on top of your previous membership. However, if you're looking to get a Whoop strap and you want to sort of start this fitness journey within the Whoop community, I'll put my referral link in the description below. That'll get you $30 off the membership when you first sign up. So it'll bring that $324 down to around $290 for your 18-month membership. Or if you do the 24 months or the month-to-month, it'll give you $30 off that membership. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. I hope you guys learned a little bit about what the Whoop Strap 3.0 is, what Whoop provides to you within their app and within their user interface, and within the community in general. It brings you a little bit into the world of fitness tracking that pro athletes go through and things like that, but it really gives you the most in-depth experience that you're going to get in terms of tracking your own personal fitness and your own personal health. So again, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you did, give the video a thumbs up. If you haven't already, subscribe to the channel. Any questions, any comments about the Whoop or the Whoop community, be sure to leave those below and I will do my best to answer your questions.